Welcome to ACD Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Guys, Coach Kurt. So I found this great video about an officer using pepper spray. I'm a huge fan of pepper spray. He uses it extremely effective in this video. Pepper spray, as you know, is one of my favorite tools on my belt. It's low tech compared to the taser, but in my opinion, statistically speaking, more effective than the taser. It definitely falls under Graham v. Connor, just like any of our less lethal tools. As long as the force used is objectively reasonable, then you're golden. Guys, I've in 26 years seen the taser fail more often than not. But when it comes to use of force, being in condition yellow is super important. And you'll see early on in this video, the officer gets attacked by the inmate. He might not have been aware. He could have been in condition white. I'm guilty. My first 5 years when I got was in corrections, when I got out of the military, one in civilian law enforcement. And I started on corrections. And you see the on screen now, I believe this is an Arizona prison. This is your typical housing unit, 50 to 100 inmates probably. He's letting them out, maybe to go to work or maybe to medical. It doesn't matter. But you see the inmate is already ahead of him. This is good. He's got the inmate in front of him, especially when you're going downstairs. Super dangerous spot to be on when you're with inmates. But keep an eye on the situation here. Again, the inmate is in front of him. And you'll see as the inmate's going down the stairs, he's going to kind of shift his direction to the far left side of the staircase and step to the side, allow the officer to get in front of him, and bam! He just opens up a can of whoop ass. He starts swinging for the hills. The officer is immediately like, oh shit, but he's able to recover. This is good. He was able to fight his way through it and recover. He's moving. He hits him with his first blast of pepper spray, hits him with another one. As you see, he's moving. He's probably communicating with him, like, get on the ground, get on the ground. Guys, did you see what I saw? 6 to 8 seconds it took for it to kick in. This is common. The Department of Justice for the state of California did a study, and only about 89% of society is receptive to pepper spray. That's great. Speaking as far as statistics, it's better than taser. But you have to move. When you see he's spraying the guy. He's not following directions. He's got back up again. He's probably saying, get back on the ground, inmates. Inmates know what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to lay down and submit to cuffs. I've been in this situation before. Yeah, there he is. He's laying down, and the officer's waiting for his backup to arrive. I'm sure surveillance or their control center has caught the whole thing and called it in for him and sent another officer. Really good use of force. The officer did a really good job of using his pepper spray, blasting them, and moving. Here's an example out of the Ninth Circuit where pepper spray was used incorrectly. Basically, it was on protesters, and they were rubbing on Q-tips some pepper spray into people's eyes. Here's another example of pepper spray failing in a booking area. This would be either PD or county. He's going for his pepper spray, but look how close you are to this individual. Too close for OC or baton, in my humble opinion. He should have went with like some kind of control tactics, like push him back, create space, but there's not a lot of space to be had in this booking area. Guy does some Steven Seagal bullshit action on him, and it worked really effectively. The other guy comes in with a baton, hits him in the common peroneal in the right leg, and I've seen this with ass batons or any batons. The old Hickories didn't do this. The old PR-24s didn't do this, but it bounced right off his leg, and he got a good lick in on that officer. He's kind of discombobulated. He's trying to put his pull out his pepper spray now, and you're going to see him basically soak everybody down because, again, this is a closed environment. So he still has his baton in one hand, and he's pulling out his pepper spray with his right hand. Here we go. Bam. Okay, he's holding on to him. But look at this inmate still fighting through it. He's using his shirt to protect himself, and he is a scrappy dude. Throwing the chair at him. I got some WWE action going on here. And this is a poor example of when to use pepper spray. The other example was a beautiful example. The officer in the state unit was a great way of using your pepper spray. Spray somebody and move. We're going to demonstrate that here. Okay guys, quick recap on how to use the pepper spray. I'll try to keep this short because I have several other videos on pepper spray. You saw in the video the officer did a good job with keeping his distance from his attacker, the inmate, and he was moving. He sprayed and he moved. He sprayed and he moved. You notice that it took 6 to 8 seconds for that pepper spray to kick in. Remember what I said, the California Department of Justice study said like only 89% of society is affected by pepper spray. To what extent, we don't know. Again, on that video, you saw it took 6 to 8 seconds. So you draw your pepper spray, you're using your index finger. Why the index finger? It feels more natural sometimes to use your thumb. Well, you've got that grip strength and you have the opposable thumb. That's why it feels more natural. That being said, you flip up the button and you push down, maybe you push the entire pepper spray container down into your hand. It's not that you can't use the thumb, it's just it can be aware of the possibility that your thumb could be so strong that you literally push the container down. Now I'm not pushing down on the button because I don't want it to go off. So you flip up and you use your thumb, or your finger, excuse me. This is a fog. Notice the fog is great for civilian self-defense. It's even good for police officers that are like spend most of their time outdoors, like if you're a county deputy or you're a game warden or you're some kind of natural resource cop, great. But we're indoors a lot too. And I prefer the stream for law enforcement use. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But if you were like a civilian walking your dog and some guy attacks you or a dog attacks you or what have you, you see how I'm doing the circle wheel motion? There's all these patterns they used to teach back in the day. It's not important. I just use the circle motion on movement and giving voice commands. Stay back, stay back. In a civilian situation, you run away. As a police officer, you reassess. If you have to, if he's like, it's not working at 6 to 8 seconds, and he's coming in on you, boom, you use your front kick to keep him off. Or you parry him off. Or you switch to a baton and keep him off. That kind of thing. So you get the idea. Again, you could even go to your taser. It all depends. Now, if you are going to use your taser, remember, depending on your product, if it's an alcohol-based product, and that's not very common anymore, your taser is an electric item. I worked at a prison where they sent us the wrong product. It was mislabeled, and we actually set an inmate on fire for about, I don't know, a couple seconds. Okay guys, so let's wrap this up. Remember, your pepper spray is an amazing tool, but you need to shoot, move, communicate. Giving them voice commands, sidestep, move in circles, go around them, make them have to track you. Give that pepper spray time to kick in, if it's going to kick in, because it doesn't work on everybody, remember, and be ready to transition to your other tools. All right, everybody, like, subscribe, and share, and everybody take care and stay safe.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.